Okay, guys, this is your boy. Okay, so basically, last time saying, considering that my channel is basically just a dumpster fire, but like a really big dumpster fire, and the other video got a few views, I call that a success. So we're doing it again, a critical strike tutorial, but on a single character. We're gonna do a little different this time. We're gonna do a burst class known as the bomber, which you won't see a lot because a lot of people don't use it. Because it's not that good. But don't tell anyone I said that. Yeah, so we're going to be doing a tutorial on this character. So the first part is going to be all its moves and what they do. The second part is going to be how to use every single move in coordination with each other. And yeah, so that's going to be a tutorial. Yeah, okay, so his first move, his primary attack, is a simple bomb that can go relatively far, pretty far, but it's really slow and it will slow down more. And if we cast out another one, it will instantly explode, right? It can bounce off walls, and you can kind of time it like a remote detonator, and it will deal 10 damage. And if it hits a person, it will explode. If it hits a wall, it will not explode. And just 10 damage, and hitting it on the wall will deal no extra damage, as you can see. So it's not really worth it to do that, but it can be used a little bit, I guess. Okay, that's that. And then his next move is a more remotely detonated bomb that you... Hello? What? There we go, a remotely detonated bomb that will stay down forever until you press the ability. So, the features of this, it does the same amount of damage as your normal bomb, except it pushes people away, and you can do an extremely small bomb jump off it. Okay, that was an understatement. If you jump before that... Wait, what? Was that just a glitch? If you jump before it explodes, you can do a very, very far bomb jump. I didn't try jumping before. Anyways, so if you time that correctly, you can just zoom across the map. I don't think you have to be moving for it to work either. I'm just gonna test that real quick. Yeah, you can launch yourself super far, almost like the water that you take damage from. I'm not sure if this does damage because I haven't tested out in the game. It probably doesn't, saying it's one of your abilities, but it can be used to launch you across the map, apparently. And it's the same amount of damage as your normal primary, but it can be detonated at any time, and it will stay down permanently. Next up, you have your mobility option, which is actually a really good mobility option. And instead of moving you forward, it moves you backwards, so it's kind of like a panic button where you can just go, ah! And you can just run from something. Right? It does 15 damage, and it knocks everything back. It's really useful for dodging attacks it's super useful for dodging attacks, and you kind of escape while using it. And it launches you pretty far. So it's a great mobility option for getting over gaps or like getting over to enemies. And to escape, you just look at the enemy and then press E. So yeah. Next up, we have the final ability of the bomber, which is his F, his like X, what is it called? His cross explosion. We're gonna call it Big Boy. Okay, so basically, Big Boy, once you start it, it starts a countdown and it's like a bomb on your back. And then once you activate Big Boy again, it will launch him. And if the enemy is in the middle of Big Boy's explosion, it will deal 40 whole things of damage. Don't know where I was going with that. And if it's on the X, it will just do 30, which is still a lot. So as you can see, that only did 30 damage, and I don't want to take the time to get one in the middle because I can't aim. So yeah, it does crazy damage, and it can be used to like block off an area and make people kind of scared, right? Because look at that, 40 damage. That's just an insane amount of damage. It's kind of hard to compare it with any other damage besides Ghost, but that can go up to infinity. So anyways, yeah, so now onto the ability section on how to use them. So your bombs, I kind of explained it already, but they can be used as like kind of like remote detonators if you want to, but you're really not going to be doing that. Right, you're just going to be kind of spamming them, kind of like holding off an area. It can hit a lot of enemies at once, which normally isn't super helpful because you're just fighting one enemy normally, but it can be used for a little bit of crowd control, right? Your Q, you can use it for damage and like insta-detonate it as kind of like a bigger bomb, right? But with the ability to like launch yourself super far, why would you use that when you can just go boom, right? And that can cross gaps like just as well, if not better, than your E. And speaking of that, going on to your E, actually wait, one more thing about the Q. Your Q ability can be used to kind of block off areas because you can detonate whenever you want. So if an enemy moves there, you can be like, boom, you're dead now, right? So you can use that as kind of like a threat to make sure nobody goes there. Similarly to your F, you can use that as kind of like a, oh, don't go there, right? So yeah. And your E can be used as damage and an escape and a panic button at the same time. It can also be used as mobility, and you can like get up close to an enemy, right? Like if I want to get over that guy, I could just go boom, like that. And it's better for quick mobility rather than this one, which kind of takes time to set up. So yeah, it can be used to dodge a few attacks, such as Knight's ranged attack and a few other ranged attacks. And it can be used to like create some distance with your foes, but they're just gonna run back into you if they're like melee. So, right, it's a pretty good like close range option and a good escape option to keep distance and kind of make space, right? And then your last move, your F, right? This bomb is basically your, if you hit it, they're just gone, right? If you can hit that, even on like the Juggernaut that has 40, what am I saying? 200 health. Right, that guy has 200 health. If you hit this once, that's a fifth of its health. Gone. That might have been wrong because I'm bad at maths. Anyways, so it just does so much damage. It's like the best finisher, and that's the best like getting someone below half health. Especially on Frost. If you can hit this bomb, you basically guarantee a kill on a Frost. Right? Which might be the character I'm doing a tutorial on next, maybe not. Okay, yeah. Anyways, so basically it's just like a, if you hit it, they're basically dead. There's not a good way to escape it, especially if you time it to where like you have like 1 second left on it. Sorry. So if I'm just like fighting, right? I'm using all my stuff and I'm keeping this open, and like on the last second I throw it out. It can be used as a deadly melee, right? And you can use your E to get closer and then activate it. So for example, if I'm, say I'm fighting this guy, right? This guy, I can go E, F. Boom, he died. So yeah. See, the E can also be used to get behind people for that explosion, because humans don't have the best reaction time to like get behind that, right? So it can be used to do a quick little like zoink and you're dead, right? If you have like 1 second left in the timer. Also, similarly to your primary, this thing will bounce off walls. So if you throw it like that, that wasn't a good example, but like if you just saw like me throwing it right there, it did bounce off the wall. So yeah, it's pretty neato. And to use all of these like things in succession, if you're not in a battle, you're gonna want to use your Q as some good mobility, your Q and E to just get around the place and find someone to fight. Or if you want a less aggressive play style, you're just gonna be kind of like setting up bombs. Like you're just gonna have your Q and your F just ready at all times, just kind of to play more like defensive, right? And so that's that. So the bomber is mostly played as a heavily aggressive character that can deal a lot of damage while being very like high mobility, because of his E, and even out of battle his, where'd it go? Huh? Okay, and even out of battle his Q can be used for some crazy stuff. That was a really good one. Anyways, so yeah. So overall, when you're fighting with Bomber, you're just gonna want to throw out your primary, just like any character, right? A Q, if you can hit it and you can do like insta detonates out of battle, you're gonna want to use it for mobility. Your E, if they're close to you, you can use that. Or if you want to dodge some range attack that's like very powerful, you can use it on that. But it can also deal damage and be kind of like a finisher because it does more damage than primary. And then your F, I recommend to always have one ready no matter what, and then kind of keep it to the last second because look how much damage that did. It's crazy, right? So that is the bomber. If you want more Critical Strike character guides or tutorials, tips and tricks, all that stuff, tell me. And for my next character, I will almost definitely be doing Frost, which is infamous for having the highest damage out of the game, but the lowest health. So, yeah, if you like this, like, subscribe, see you in another video. Yeah, bye.